Hey everybody, we're going to learn 5 levels of transformation around a turnaround, starting with just a couple of 2/5s and then turnarounds. When you practice transformation, you can play in all keys. So here's the question. Did you know that you could play a minor 2-5-1 progression by just doing this? See, that's the same thing as this. It's like, and then, see, that's just this. It's a really pretty sound, but it's just simple. And it could be here, and then here, and then one more, right? So we're going to learn that, and we're going to learn major 2/5s, so like this, and then that would be. And these are formulas that can be learned in your hand, but it's not the same as just kind of doing this. It's a little bit more subtle, but it sure is powerful, and it's a lot of fun. Real quick, if you enjoy this content, please give this video a like and a subscribe, and consider heading over to my Patreon, where I have a continually growing educational course for a vibrant community of musicians. I'm posting things on a weekly basis, and we now have Zoom classes every Sunday that you can join me on there. Also, special announcement, I just released the Embraceable You Meta Score. It will be available on my website. I will link to it in the video description here. It's a 27-page document. It includes a fully annotated arrangement. I performed this arrangement, I improvised it in a recent video, and then I transcribed it. But it has so much more, including important things about transformation that I know a lot of you find interesting, and it's really helpful for freeing ourselves to play in any key. Also, if you are puzzled about anything that we're doing in this video, check out Foundations 1 and Foundations 2. Those are kind of the textbooks, so to speak, that we use in this course, and they explain things in real detail. I'll link to that as well. Here's what you need to know in order to do this work with me. You have to know a major 6 diminished scale of chords on strings 5 through 2. I'll play C, but it doesn't matter what the root is. You also need to know minor 6 diminished in drop 2. Those are going to be used for this. Those are the only shapes we're going to use in this video. The activities in this lesson make heavy use of a skill that I call summoning. And what that means is that if you're really accustomed to playing a C major 6 diminished scale up the neck, and you're thinking C major 6 the whole way in a really clear way, kind of associating all the notes with C major, what we're doing is a little different. What if you were asked to play E flat at the 6th fret on the 5th string? And I said, can you make that the 6th of a drop 2 major 6 chord on strings 5 through 2? Then the question would be answered by playing this chord shape. And if I asked you to make it the root, it would be making this shape out of that same note. If I asked you to move up a fret and make it the 5th of the chord, you would play this shape. And if I asked you to stay on this note and make it the 3rd, it would be this shape. We have to be able to do that for minor 6s, so this would be a root or this would be a 6, and for major 6s at will. And that can be a little challenging to someone that hasn't done it before, but this lesson that we're doing is a great opportunity for you to practice that and work through it with me. Now I'm going to throw some symbols up on the screen, and these are going to be important for us to use to kind of organize our thought as we do transformations. If I hold this chord, so D major 6, and I see this symbol, well, this means to do this. If I see this symbol, it means to do this. These are symbols that I devised for transformation formula, and I use these in all of my meta scores, like the one that I've released today on my website. So that was simple. So what about this? When I see this symbol, it means to do this. I turned it to a minor 6 chord. This symbol means turn it to a major 6 chord. So minor, a major, minor, major. What about down in minor? Up in major, down in minor, up in major, minor, down in major, and then up in minor. We have to combine these symbols. Now we need to be able to move around the family, and I have a set of 3 symbols for that. So I have D major 6 with root in the bass. Let's go ahead and turn it to minor. It makes it a little bit easier. So this is D minor 6 with root in the bass. If I see this symbol, it means to go forward in a sequence that would go root in the bass, or 3rd in the bass, or 5th in the bass, or 6th in the bass. So I'm going from root in the bass to 3rd in the bass. If I see this symbol, it means to go backwards, back to root in the bass. So forwards to 3rd in the bass, backwards to root in the bass. And if I see this symbol, it means to go across. So now I'm on 5th in the bass, and now I'm back to root in the bass. 5th in the bass, root in the bass. The reason why my bass note moves up is because I'm staying within the same family of minor 6 chords that all come from the same primary diminished parent in the same way. All right, now that we've practiced the basic symbols of transformation, here is level 1, a minor 2-5. And the way we do it is by playing a C minor 6. We see this symbol, then we see this compound symbol. It says go down and make it major. We can do that at any position. Or they all work. And you can do it in any key by just changing what chord you start with. Level 2, major 2-5-1 progressions. Let's take C major 6. Look at this symbol. It means to go backwards. So 6 in the bass and make it minor. And we go down a major. And that's a major 2-5 to G major. We could do that from any position of C and it'll go to G major. You see? And then level 3, we're going to take this movement and we're going to do it up a whole step and then do it where we originally did. And that's a simple way of playing a turnaround that is B minor 7, E7, A minor 7, D7, and G. Just doing with transformation formulas. Let's do that from the top of the neck down, starting from D major 6, right up here. Follow this symbol, and then we do the same thing, whole step down, and then we get this symbol, down in major. Now we get this one, same thing, a whole step down, and this symbol says down in major. Same thing, a whole step down in major. Now we run out of space, and that's going to bring us to level 4. So now that we're down here, we could go following this symbol, but now we need to go up a little bit. So what about this symbol? It says to go across the circle. So instead of 5th in the bass, I'm going to have root in the bass, but I'm going to go to major and I'm going to go up. And then I do my transformation that I know before. So that's... All right, it's time for level 5. We're going to go continually up now. So that looks like this. We got this 6 in the bass, and then I go like this, and it's going to sound like this. Like that. So here's the trick. Let's take what we've done already, this major 6 with the 6 in the bass, and we're going to follow this symbol and go backwards, and then we're going to do this one across and up in major, and then backwards and minor once again. But now here's one of the tricks. We got 2 tricks in this one. That's why it's level 5. We're going to go following this. We go backwards, so that is taking me to a 5th in the bass, but I'm going to go up, and then I'm going to make it major, like that. So that's a lot of operations there. So I go 6 in the bass, backwards and minor. So I go across, I go up, and I go major. I go backwards and minor, and I go backwards. I go up, and I go major. And then to get to the next chord in the progression, I'm going to do another kind of tricky thing. Now I'm going to go forwards, I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go minor. So I got 5th in the bass, Now I got 6 in the bass. Normally that would be a fret lower like that, but here. I went from major to minor. And then, so we'll do all that again. I'll put the cymbals up. I'll go through a little faster. And then here. And then there. And then here. And then this move. And then here. And then this. And then this. Isn't that nice? And then we gotta go, and then we can go down. But then we go up. It really gives us a lot of freedom to move around. Now, we were doing this in the key of G major, but you could literally pick any place with these chords. So we did it starting out from every inversion, but let's just be right here. We had root position here. Let's start with a third in the bass one. So here we go, third in the bass, and then that would be starting with third in the bass. What about fifth in the bass? And then we gotta go like that. So that was fifth in the bass. So now what about sixth in the bass? Sixth in the bass. So let's see. See, it puts me in different keys. It puts me in different keys depending on which one I do. And I don't even know what key I'm in when I'm doing the processes, and that's kind of freeing. So I hope that this has been inspiring, and I hope you get some practice out of it. And I hope you consider checking out the things I'm offering on Patreon and on my website with the Metascore, which is full of transformation formula for getting through the song Embraceable You. It also has all kinds of other stuff in there. All right, thanks everybody, and happy practicing.